Hi, Deepak. Welcome to Resolve.
While I was doing BCom, I did do a small bit of work of uh, working in a small, not a small, a three-star hotel as a front office manager for some time. That is for the support, family support for financially at that time. From there, once we finished our college in April, we finished, and by then I did go and try a lot of companies. Usually, when I speak, people say I do not have a mother tongue influence, but whenever I went in, because it was that time, to 2005 time, when these MNCs were growing, right? They kept rejecting people with a same question of mother tongue influence. So that was a challenge for me to get through. So I was thinking that I might have difficulties to find a good company. While I was uh, doing degree, I was trying to look in for other MNCs, but most of the MNCs rejected me for mother tongue influence. I was of the suspicion that I would get through to any company. That is very difficult because many of us were struggling to get to a job. That's when I got this opportunity with an international bank. When I went there, usually with that bank, it takes about eight rounds, and we have to go through other consultancies to get through to them. But one of my best friend had gone through eight rounds for about 2 weeks, and then he got the offer letter. When he had not signed his offer letter, but by then one of our other good friends who was there in the company advised that there is a recruitment drive that was happening. So I went in for that round. Within a day, I was able to complete the offer letter. That's the turn of events for me. From there, I picked up. I got into a call center like of a process in that company. It's more to do with dealing with customers, retail customers at that time, with their challenges with their cards and other things. So I had a lot of interactions with UK clients. None of their none of my trainers or the clients had an issue with my language because my English was good. Mother tongue wasn't an influence. So that brought up some confidence. Within 2 months, 2 years, I was able to pick up and become an SME there, learn the process, started training people. There again, we didn't have the right guidance of how to apply and work as a leader. Even though I have been a leader in most of my school and college time because of sportsmanship, I was a secretary in college, but in the corporate world, we need to look at it in a different way. So that part of how to prepare for an interview was a struggle to get through. Moved on from there, and finally, after five attempts, I was able to get through, crack the interview. But unfortunately, at that time is when the first recession hit, and many of the people had laid off. Onshore counterparts had lost their jobs. So because of that, the role that I've applied for was redundant. So I was back to square one. 1.5 years down the line, again, I got another opportunity, made it through. That was the initial struggle for me because finding the path, first step into success was the most difficult part. So moved on from there. I mean, the first promotion was within the same process from my same manager, picking up my same team. Usually is the most difficult because you have your peers with you, who were with you working together, and suddenly you have to report to you. Becomes a challenge, but luckily for me, that did not cause any problems because by then I had bought that acceptance from my team. Moved on from there, and then that place I was there for 10 years as a call center manager, 5 years of people manager experience. I wanted to do something else. Then that's when I moved on to data world, more about billing world, which I went into. uh, got a chance to go and move laterally to that process. Worked there for 2 years because you have to. It's a new place, a completely different ambience, a completely different portfolio that was required. So picked up that for 2 years. Within 2 years, I looked for an opportunity. That another opportunity came where my senior manager had to leave. So I got the opportunity to apply for that and then crack it to become the manager there. I was a manager there. I handled a global process where uh, several countries from MENAT, 5 countries from MENAT, 3 countries from APAC, 3 countries from HNH, that is North America, plus a part of Europe and UK. Managed a global country at that time. That built me a lot of profile, a lot of leadership skills that showed the seniors that I was able to lead mass people and do a lot of things. Uh, and in this duration as well, there were a lot of other opportunities which came to me, which proved that I can plan. I do good bit of planning and organization, organizing events. Then got the other opportunity with a new role, new process which is coming in. Relatively new to Bangalore, but to India it is quite there, about 3-4 years old. But to Bangalore, it was completely new. So migrating the process and being the most senior person there, that's when I got the opportunity of become the assistant vice president. And right now doing that role, and very successful role right now where a lot of opportunities are coming.
So I have a few follow-up questions. The first question is, you mentioned you were in a particular role for 10 years and then switched to another role. This transition, was it hard? What were some of the challenges that you faced and how did you cope with these challenges?
The first challenge uh, is getting out of the comfort zone, and that's what most of our generation get into, or not even our generation. I think everybody has this thing of comfort zone, and I want to challenge that comfort zone, and that's why I moved on to this new role. That's the first challenge I took on. But when moving on to this new role, first is the acceptance, because I'm completely new there. And I was taken there because of my 5 years of people manager experience, and the team which were there in that process did not have that experience, and they wanted somebody who could come in and drive that. And another thing was some senior SMEs who know the process had also applied for the same role when I went in. So acceptance from them that this guy is going to lead us, this guy is going to show us, was a huge thing. And teaching, usually this is a tendency that we have, right? Somebody's coming in, I will lose my job, so I don't want to teach what it is. Let him go through the struggle to learn what it is. So finding information was a challenge. So while I was very friendly and approachable with all of these people, senior people there, there's limited information that would flow into us. So the best solution that I thought is to pick up the learning staff, the initial lower tenure people who are struggling, or the second SMEs who are there, who are not the first SME but the second part. Use them to build their knowledge, and while they are learning, to build my knowledge. I picked up from there and understood. It was a huge struggle, but eventually I was able to build that. But the reason why I was able to build is because I was able to show the second SMEs the path to grow as well.
So you touched upon leadership. Did your struggles that you faced during the transition period, have they shaped you into becoming a good leader today?
It has largely helped me, because that's what has showed me that uh, understanding the ground level stuff, and also picking people along with you while you grow and you help people around you grow, that will nurture people's thought processes and the way they want to do work, their approach to do work. So the way I started, I mean, it's more of, usually the bosses instruct what has to be done, right? Uh, that struggle of mine helped me understand more than instruction. It should be a collaborative effort to work towards a common goal. Don't put a goal that this is what is required, but show them this is what is expected and ask them what can we achieve and how can we achieve. By doing that, you're enabling them, empowering them. That would be a best leader's approach, is what I felt. And then that's what has helped me after that as well.
How do you deal with your colleagues or members in your team who are struggling to cope with others? If those who are not performing at the expected levels, how do you help them grow within the organization or within the team?
Communication is a challenge. And when it comes to growing and having differences amongst colleagues, communicating in a right time, in an appropriate fashion would solve the problem. So that's one thing I have taught my subordinates at that time, showing them that if they speak to their respective SMEs or friends or colleagues who are working with them, show them what is their problem. That will help them grow. There were times where people used to, within the same group, they would have joined together, but one person is able to pick up much faster, but the other is not able to. Easiest way is to say, make them sit next to each other and compare each other's mistakes and corrections. That helped quite a lot. But at the same time, it was not to say that this individual performer is better than you. Sit with the person. It is more about showing the person, you sit with this person, there's some tricks or traits of that person you can learn. What you are doing, you can also teach the person. By doing that, this person does not have an ego impact, right? He's ready to go and sit there. If you tell that person is good, go sit with the person, you'll feel that pressure. So making them comfortable with each other and getting them to progress, support each other. Again, part of empowerment and helping each other grow is what was what helped those guys as well.
Based on your current experience with the newer generations, what suggestions would you give them when it comes to entering the workforce?
One, it's this is not only for the newer generation but also for the working class. We need to upskill ourselves. It's not Upskilling is not only about the AI, the new applications that are coming in. Upskilling is also about the leadership skills that we need. We Another thing is patience, and that upskilling is very, very important for us. Patient doesn't mean that I want you to work here for 2 years, only then you learn it. No, that's not what the new generation want. They want everything faster. Patience is about understanding when you're a leader, right? Understanding what that person wants and putting it across in a different way. Still, human beings are different. They are not the same, right? If I teach you, you'll be learning it much, maybe in 2 days, but another person may take 4 days. You need to have that patient to give that person the time, plus yourself, right? You might not be able to pick up certain things in a quicker way sometimes. Some other activities you might be able to fast track it and pick it up, but certain activities you might need additional time. Give that patience to yourself. You will not be the same as your classmates or your batchmates who come in. They could do things differently for whatever reasons, but you should not fall for it and feel that pressurized for that and think that you are not capable. Your turn will come. Wait for that, and put your efforts for it, right? Giving up and walking away, saying that this is not the place I need to be. I think I'm not designed for this. Going to another process or going to other company is not going to give a solution, right? You have achieved and sorted certain problems of this. Continue with this. Step ahead with it.
How do you motivate your teammates who lack a sense of direction and focus?
One way is reminders, constantly keep having a regular connect. Earlier, when we started off, we even if we have not had an interaction or a performance discussion for 2 3 months, we knew what has to be achieved, what has to be driven. But in this world, we need to ensure that we have regular connects with our folks, giving them status update of their present performance. More than you giving them, you need to make them realize what they have achieved. What we tend to do, or most of the colleagues tend to do, is I just come here, do my work, go. I don't bother about my performance. When the stats come end of the year is when I think about it. But instead, what we need to do is to show them that this is where you stand, this is where you'll achieve by the end of the month, and then by the end of the year. Give them a regular follow up feedback, regular reminders while you're doing the regular reminders of the development plan of what they want to achieve, showing them regularly the path. If there's a path that is changed, asking them why that is changed, what is the intention for you to change it. That will drive them back into and bringing them into focus.
You mentioned communication. Uh, how important is it to function in a team?
Communication is critical, because it has a 360 degree communication. Because one, you need to show them or bring them into the same page of what is the end goal or end result that we are trying to achieve, bringing them and their thought process in. Because if you kept telling them and dictating terms that this is what we need to do to achieve that, rather than, instead of that, you tell them this is our goal, this is what we need to achieve. These are the different challenges I foresee. Do you see any other challenges? Because when you do that, you're bringing them into the task, and asking them suggestions for the challenges, rather than telling them, I think we can give a solution like this, then it will work out. Ask them for a solution and stand there and support them. If you think their solution is not profitable, become the devil's advocate and challenge them for those things, and explain that you are going to do the devil's advocate, and it's not that you're challenging what they're thinking, but you're helping them, their thought process to improve, right? So uh, that helps. But when that is given, that person is also should be able to communicate back to me. I should be approachable. I should not be a state where, oh, if I say anything, he will not accept it. You should be in a state where that person can come back and even give a feedback. Even if something you have done wrong, that individual or the group should be able to reciprocate and say, this is not right, you're not doing something wrong. That is very critical, and that is what will build a team to grow together.
Do you have any regrets in your professional life? If yes, then how would you have dealt with it in a more effective manner?
There are quite a few regrets if you go down the line, because 20 years you would see a lot of ups and downs, a lot of types of leaders who would work with you and show you the path. So there are quite a lot, but something that I want to call out is the right kind of uh, documentations, right, is critical. Because there was an opportunity which came very, very young in my career, maybe 5 6 years when I started, to go to Dubai. But that's when my passport wasn't there. So because of that, because the passport wasn't there, even though I applied for Tatkal, it was too short a time frame for me to even go there. Uh, if not, I would have been in Dubai, same company, earning a little bit more better. But if I look at it overall, right now, if I look back at it, I think I'm happy with where I am.
What is some of your most valuable learnings?
One is to be know the roots from where you have come up from, know the struggle that each individual can have, uh, because you have gone through those struggles. And whatever regrets, as you asked, right, whatever regrets that has happened, ensure that the people who are working for you or with you do not get the same thing. Uh, these lessons helped me build what I am as a leader, and also show the people how they can build themselves as well.
What are some of your achievements as a leader?
People like working with me, once worked with me, worked for my team, have always liked to continue working for me. I might not be a role model completely, but at least to a large extent, I have been able to portray that to people who have worked with me. Uh, that's something I want to call out as an achievement, and really happy about that.
So, Deepak, from Resolve, thank you so much for taking time off and sharing your experience. I'm sure this is going to help a lot of people out there who are in their beginning stages of their career or midway through it. So, once again, thank you so much and wish you the very best.
Thank you, Resolve. And what you guys are doing is extremely good. As I said, this was not there when we started off. And what you're doing here is going to showcase or show people how to and what to do. So thank you once again to you all.